Alex, congratulations. Abangan namin yung laro. Stress kami sa haba. Because a lot of people were waiting. Kailan ang laro?
Rome goes wild, history is made, and the Philippines has a new queen. The tennis world just changed forever. Welcome back to Court Vision Plus, the channel where the drama never sleeps and the tennis never stops. If you have been anywhere near a tennis court, a television screen, or a social media feed in the past 48 hours, then you already know that the sport just delivered one of the most jaw-dropping weekends of the entire season. We are talking champions being crowned, records being shattered, and a young woman from the Philippines proving to the entire world that she belongs among the best. Buckle up, because this is a story that has everything: glory, grit, heartbreak, history, and enough drama to fill an entire season of your favorite show. Let's get into it. We are going to start right where the action was hottest. Rome, Italy. The Foro Italico. The most beautiful, most passionate, most theatrical stage in all of tennis. The clay courts of Rome have seen legends come and go for decades, and this past weekend, they witnessed something so special, so rare, that it will be talked about for generations to come. On Sunday, Jannik Sinner, the 24-year-old Italian world number one, walked onto that court in front of his home crowd, with the weight of an entire nation on his shoulders and 50 years of history pressing down on him, and he delivered. He did not just win. He made history. Sinner defeated Norway's Casper Ruud in straight sets, 6-4, 6-4, to claim the Rome Open title. That scoreline looks clean and clinical on paper, but do not let it fool you for 1 second, because there was tension, drama, and emotion woven into every single point of that match. The last time an Italian man won the Italian Open was 1976. Let that sink in. 50 years. Half a century. Multiple generations of Italian tennis fans had lived and died waiting for this moment, and Jannik Sinner delivered it in the most dominant, composed, and breathtaking fashion imaginable. The scene on Campo Central when Sinner sealed the title was something else entirely. The crowd erupted in a wave of pure Italian joy. Sinner raised his arms, a wide smile breaking across his usually composed face. He turned to the stands and spotted Adriano Panatta, the man who was the last Italian to win this title, sitting in the front row. And then Sinner said something that gave every tennis fan chills. He looked at Panatta and said, "Adriano, after 50 years we've won back a very important trophy." That moment right there. That was cinema. That was the kind of thing that makes sports worth watching. But here's what makes this victory even more mind-blowing. It was not just a Rome title. It was so much more than that. By winning in Rome, Jannik Sinner completed what is known in tennis as the career Golden Masters, meaning he has now won all 9 of the ATP Masters 1000 tournaments at least once. He joined Novak Djokovic as only the second player in the history of men's professional tennis to achieve this feat. Djokovic did it in 2018 at the age of 31. Sinner has done it at 24 years old. 24. The man is not even close to his peak, and he is already matching one of the greatest players the sport has ever seen. The numbers surrounding this victory are almost surreal. Sinner is now 17 wins and 0 losses on clay in 2026. He extended his overall Masters 1000 winning streak to an almost incomprehensible 33 consecutive matches. He has won 6 straight Masters 1000 titles. And all of this, with the French Open just around the corner. Now about Casper Ruud. You have to give the Norwegian credit. He fought hard. He made his first Rome final. He had won his own semifinal in commanding fashion, dispatching Luciano Dartari 6-1, 6-1 without even breaking a sweat. Ruud came into the final with heart and determination, and he said all the right things in the build-up. He told the press that Sinner is human, that anyone can be beaten on any given day, and that he would stay in his lane and trust his process. And look, in the early stages of that match, Ruud actually had moments. He broke Sinner's serve first, he put pressure on the Italian, and he forced some long, grinding baseline exchanges that had the crowd nervous. For a few moments, it looked like this might actually be a contest. But then Sinner simply flipped a switch. He improved his first serve consistency, he started attacking Ruud's second serve with ferocious precision, and from that point forward, there was only going to be one winner. Ruud was gracious in defeat, telling Sinner in his on-court speech that what he was doing this season was hard to describe with words. High praise from a man who knows exactly how tough it is to compete at that level. The bigger picture here is almost frightening for the rest of the tour. Carlos Alcaraz, Sinner's one true rival, is currently sidelined with a wrist injury. That means Roland Garros, the French Open, the one Grand Slam Sinner has not yet won, is wide open for the taking. Sinner goes to Paris unbeaten on clay this year, carrying the trophy from Rome, riding the longest winning streak of his career, and performing at a level that nobody in the sport right now can consistently match. The French Open begins on May 24th, and if you are not watching, you are absolutely going to miss something historic. Now let us shift over to the women's side, because that story is just as gripping, if not more emotional, and it involves one of the most compelling comeback stories in the modern game. Elina Svitolina is the 2026 Rome Open champion.
Yeah, it's very hard to believe that it's been 8 years when I had this trophy here, and very pleased, of course, with the.
The Ukrainian won the women's title in a stunning three-set final against Coco Gauff, winning 6-4, 6-7, 6-2, after almost 3 hours of absolutely riveting tennis on the Foro Italico clay. And before we even get into the details of the match itself, let us just pause for a moment and appreciate what Svitolina has pulled off in her career. This woman won Rome back-to-back in 2017 and 2018. She then stepped away from tennis to have a baby, her daughter Sky, born in October 2022. She came back to the tour in 2023 ranked outside the top 300, essentially starting over from scratch. She has rebuilt herself, her game, her ranking, and her confidence one match and one tournament at a time. And now, at 31 years old, she is back winning WTA 1000 titles on the biggest stages in the sport. Her Rome victory was her 20th career title. She told reporters after the match that before she finished her career, she wanted to reach a round number, and her coach had told her they would get there this year. They got there in Rome. 20 titles. That is a legendary career by anyone's standard. What Svitolina did in Rome over the course of 2 weeks was also remarkable in terms of the level of opposition she faced. She did not win this title by getting lucky draws or skating through the brackets. She beat Elena Rybakina, the world number 2. She beat Iga Swiatek, the world number 3. And then she beat Coco Gauff, the world number 4 and reigning French Open champion, in the final. Think about that. In one tournament, she went through the second, third, and fourth best players in the world. That is not luck. That is tennis at its absolute finest. That is a champion performing when the stakes are highest. The final itself against Gauff was a roller coaster from start to finish. Gauff came out blazing, breaking Svitolina immediately and building an early lead that had the crowd wondering whether the younger American would finally get her hands on the Rome trophy after losing last year's final 2. But Svitolina, composed, clever, and relentless, fought back. She won 4 straight games to take the first set. Then the second set turned into a war of attrition, with both players trading break points and saving them, Gauff clawing her way back to force a tiebreak, which she took 7-3 to level the match. At that point, there was genuine uncertainty about who would prevail. But in the third set, Svitolina was simply unstoppable. She broke Gauff's serve twice and did not give the American a single realistic chance to turn the tide. Svitolina won the third set 6-2, and when she flung her racket into the air in celebration after converting her third match point, the emotion on her face told you everything you needed to know about what this moment meant to her. Svitolina is now a perfect 8 wins and 0 losses in clay court finals throughout her entire career. 8 from 8. On clay. In finals. If that does not tell you that this woman has something extraordinarily special, then nothing will. And with the French Open coming up in just days, the tennis world is now asking a question that would have seemed almost impossible to imagine a few years ago. Can Elina Svitolina win her first ever Grand Slam title in Paris? Based on what she has shown in Rome, the answer is an emphatic yes. She is ranked world number 7, she has momentum, she has belief, and she has just proven that she can beat the very best on the biggest stages. Roland Garros is going to be must-watch television. And now, the part of this story that has the Philippines absolutely buzzing, and with very good reason. Let us talk about Alexandra Eala. Let us talk about a 20-year-old from Quezon City who has, in the space of just 14 months, transformed from a wildcard outsider into one of the most exciting young players on the entire WTA Tour.
But for the pride of the Philippines, Eala, she's already improved upon her previous clay court record this year, coming in with 2 wins. She's picked up 2 in Rome. Can she make it 3 in a row?
If you are a Pinoy Pride supporter, or even just a tennis fan who loves watching a genuinely fearless competitor at work, then Alex Eala is the story you cannot afford to miss. Just look at where she has come from. In March 2025, Eala arrived at the Miami Open ranked 140th in the world, carrying a wildcard invitation from tournament organizers. What she did over the course of that week in Miami was nothing short of extraordinary. She beat Madison Keys, who was ranked 5th in the world. She then beat Iga Swiatek, who was ranked 2nd in the world. Back-to-back wins over top 10 players as a wildcard. The tennis world stopped and looked up. Who is this kid? From there, Eala's rise has been relentless and historic. She became the first player from the Philippines ever to break into the WTA World Top 100. She reached her first WTA 250 final at Eastbourne. She claimed her first WTA 125 title in Guadalajara. She made history at the U.S. Open by becoming the first Filipino player to win a singles match at a Grand Slam tournament in the Open era. Every week, she was making history, adding another milestone to a career that was writing itself in real time. By March 2026, Eala had climbed all the way to a career-high ranking of world number 29, making her the highest-ranked Filipino player in the history of the WTA rankings, which stretch back to 1975. She did it through a strong start to the 2026 season that included a semifinal at the ASB Classic in Auckland, a quarterfinal at the Mubadala Abu Dhabi Open, and another quarterfinal at the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships, where she picked up her third career top 10 win by defeating Jasmine Paolini. This is a player who, less than 2 years ago, was grinding on the ITF circuit and struggling to break into the main draws of major WTA events. And now she is regularly competing with and defeating the best players in the sport. Now, it has not all been smooth sailing in 2026, and that is part of what makes Eala's journey so real and so compelling. The ranking system in tennis is brutal. When Miami arrived in 2026, Eala had 390 points from her incredible 2025 semifinal run to defend. She exited in the 4th round this year, losing to Karolina Muchova, and those undefended points caused her ranking to drop sharply. She also had some difficult results on clay in Madrid and in Rome this season, where she fell to Elena Rybakina in the round of 32. Clay is not her best surface, and right now, she is still in the learning process on that surface. Former British number 1 Greg Rosetsky put it perfectly when he said, quote, "She's too good a player, she'll figure it out. What I like is her resilience." That resilience is precisely what makes Eala special. Every setback has been followed by a comeback. Every rough patch has been answered with a breakthrough. As of this week, Eala is ranked 38th in the world and is competing at the Strasbourg Open in France, where she faces Alexandra Oleinikova of Ukraine in the opening round. After Strasbourg, she heads to Roland Garros for the French Open. The clay swing has been challenging, but Eala has shown time and again that she can rise to the moment when the lights are brightest. Last year's French Open was her debut at that tournament. This year, she arrives as a top 40 player with Grand Slam experience, tournament wins under her belt, and the hunger of someone who knows that the very top of the sport is within reach. The bigger story with Alex Eala is not just about tennis rankings or tournament results. It is about what she represents for an entire nation and for an entire region of the world. She is proof that talent exists everywhere, that barriers can be broken, and that a kid from the Philippines can compete with and beat the very best players on the planet. Every win she records is a win for every young Filipino who has ever picked up a racket and dared to dream. And the best part? If the trajectory she is on continues, we are not even close to seeing the best of Alex Eala. She is 20 years old. She has already made history more times than most players ever do in an entire career. And as the Rafa Nadal Academy, where she has trained, put it beautifully, the best chapters of Alex Eala's story are still yet to be written. So let us put this incredible Rome week into one big picture. Jannik Sinner, the world number 1 from Italy, wins his home open for the first time, ends a 50-year wait for Italian fans, completes the career Golden Masters, and now strides into the French Open as the most dominant clay court player on the planet. Elena Svitolina, the comeback queen from Ukraine, claims her 3rd Rome title, earns her 20th career trophy, stays perfect in clay court finals at 8 from 8, and announces to the world that she is a genuine French Open title contender. And Alex Eala, the pride of the Philippines, continues her remarkable journey, ranked 38th in the world and fighting her way through what is sure to be another unforgettable run at Roland Garros. 3 stories. 3 different players. 3 different nations. All united by the love of this beautiful, maddening, thrilling sport. Tennis is in an extraordinary moment right now. The youth movement is real. The storylines are richer than they have been in years. And whether you are cheering for Sinner's dominance, Svitolina's resilience, or Eala's breakthrough, there is something for every single fan to love. The French Open is just days away. Paris is calling. And Court Vision Plus will be right here to bring you every single moment of the drama, the glory, and the heartbreak. If you made it this far in the video, you are exactly the kind of fan this channel was built for. Do us a favor, smash that like button right now, because it genuinely helps us reach more tennis fans just like you. Drop a comment below and let us know who you are riding with at Roland Garros. Are you on Team Sinner? Is Svitolina your dark horse pick? Or are you flying the flag for Alex Eala and the Philippines? Let the world know. And if you have not subscribed to Court Vision Plus yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a moment of our coverage. The clay season is heating up, the stakes could not be higher, and we are just getting started. This is Court Vision Plus. We will see you in Paris.
Ang saya-saya lang lahat ng mga Pilipino sa pagkapanalo mo. How good was it to win that, first of all? How good did it feel?
No, it